Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunya Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunya Vihari Gopi Janavalabha Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Gopi Janavalabha Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Gopi Janavalabha Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Jasodanandana Jayo Raja Janarandana Jayo Yasodanandana Jayo Raja Janarandana Jayo Yasodanandana Jayo Raja Janarandana Jayo Yasodanandana Jamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Kunya Vihari Jayo Jamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Kunya Vihari Jayo Jamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Kunya Vihari Jayo Jamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunya Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunya Vihari Jayo Gopi Janavalabha Jayo Girivaradhari Jayo Girivaradhari Jasodanandana Jayo Braja Janarandana Jayo Yasodanandana Jayo Braja Janarandana Jayo Jamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Kunya Vihari Jayo Jamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunya Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunya Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jayam Vishnupada Paramanasa Paripurikacharya, Ustuta Turasutta Shishimad, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Guru Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, ISKCON Vibhiti Founder Chai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Go Premananda. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shishi Guru Garanga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Aganati Miranda Shya Ganagana Salakya Shakshurun Meditam Yanatasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Namana Namaste Saraswati Deve Guruvani Pracharya Nirvise Sasunyavadi Paskatyari Satarine Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yana Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandaham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Parakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Sham Sri Rupam Sagrehatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sarivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitam Sham Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radha Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanshakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadada, Shiva Sari Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna. Water is good. Makes a difference. So I'm the pure taste of water, Krishna says. So in So, okay. So Krishna says, Aham savasya prabhavo mata savat pravartate iti matva padyantamam buddha bhava samamvitaha. I'm the source of all spiritual material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So the point is, if you truly know Krishna, what else is there to do than to surrender to Krishna? Because if you don't truly know Krishna, we maybe can't force surrender. we can try to induce surrender, or maybe induce acquirement of sufficient knowledge so that we do surrender, so we feel safe to surrender to Krishna, to just depend on Krishna. Actually, many times maybe we feel we don't know if we really want to surrender. Because who knows what they're going to do. But so surrender is the last resort in the battle. Okay, we surrender. That means, if you like, you can shoot us, kill us, torture us, but okay, we give up. We give up resistance. So, in that way, it might be that we still in some way are resisting Krishna. We don't really want to surrender to Krishna, we resist him, because that is also, maybe if we don't really feel safe, safe would be the one thing. Another thing is, again, the point with the resistance. We still resist. We resist. We're not. Yeah, we at least we are not there. We're not there to surrender. Something holds us back. Because you can say that it's also okay. What a little bit. I saw something about training horses. So they had this horse in this one guy was training up. He was saying he was training up the horse, and I think he did it in one way or another. But then he had in this round big cage, so and then he had a whip, so the horse was running around, and then the horse kind of wanted to get away from the tamer, how to say, so he's kind of trying to go over the fence there. So then the guy was going on and trying to bring the point to the horse. When the horse surrenders, say, "Okay, I turn to you." They turned to the trainers, to say. So that was the idea. So Krishna is training out the guru or destiny or whatever is training us. When are you going to surrender to Krishna? When do you give up resistance in this battle? What power, maybe we can say, about control. Okay, a child in one way surrender to the nice parent. Even the parent is not nice. Sometimes maybe you can't the child can't really surrender, but when there's a nice relationship, then also the child will surrender, or it will not resist. It will peaceful. You can see some child sitting peacefully on the lap of the mother or father or something like that. It feels at home in that environment. That's interesting to see. Maybe we don't see it so much here in Helsinki because you don't have so many kids here, what I can see. But at Alvik, you can have this Bhakti Sangam festival, and there's a roaring kirtan going on. And then in some corner of the room, on a cushion, there's lying a kid just totally relaxed, at peace, happy. I don't know happy, but feels completely at home in the roaring kirtan. So much so that he's just falling asleep very nicely there. So that we can say he feels. We can say maybe we can say he feels at home, so he feels safe. Or maybe sometimes the devotees have a capacity, including myself. Sometimes maybe we have it that during Bhagavatam we fall asleep. It could be once a good sign we feel at home. We feel safe. It's a safe feeling. We don't. Okay, what's going to happen now? So in that way, if we know that Krishna, if we truly believe that Krishna is our friend and well-wisher, and he is the source of all spiritual material worlds, then in one sense we should be able to, without resistance, turn to Krishna or depend on Krishna. Not resist Krishna. Of course, we can try. We can try to. We can pretend that we depend on Krishna, but the challenge is to truly depend on Krishna. So the great sages, or whatever, those who truly understand Krishna, he is everything, and he is our friend. He's my friend, well-wisher, my parent. Yeah, well, it can be some places said also parent, because we are supposed to be. We could be parents for Krishna. That's a more advanced state, where we supply what Krishna needs, instead of we wanting Krishna supply our needs. Supplier. So if we truly then understand Krishna's position as our friend, Sarva, how is it that? Yeah, Suridam Sarvabhutana. Suridam Sarvabhutana. What? How is it? Krishna Bhoktaram Yagatapasam Sarvalokam Suridam Sarvabhutanam Gyatva Mam Shantim Vrishati. So that's the great sages are understanding that Krishna is what is, He is enjoyer of the sacrifices and austerities. Make austerities, make sacrifice for the pleasure of Krishna. Maybe we could do it for the sake of achieving Krishna, achieving Krishna's mercy, or purifying ourselves that we can surrender to Krishna. But Krishna, he is ultimately the real enjoyer of everything. And our daily activities can also be a sacrifice for the pleasure of Krishna. You can try to make it that way. Okay, he is an enjoyer, and what more? Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is the Maheshwar. He is the supreme ruler of all rulers. Okay, so we could argue in connection with being the enjoyer. Why Krishna be the enjoyer? I should at least have some enjoyment. And of course, in one sense, Krishna don't mind. Yes, take prasadam. Some nice Mangalartik sweet or something. Okay, and then we can say Krishna being the ruler of all rulers. We think, well, can't there be a little bit of a ruler here? So then, of course, then we say, yes, you can be the ruler of your town. You know your town. It has 9 gates. two eyes, nostrils, mouth, ears, I don't know, anus, genitals. In case that is the gates, and that's our town, and we should be the ruler of the senses. So we should have the town, the body, and its senses under control. That we should control and direct towards Krishna. Okay, but we may think then, well, sometimes Krishna doesn't allow us to rule in the way we want. He put limits on us, and so why Krishna? Why can't I be? Let me also be God a little bit. But then, okay, so we maybe resist or envy Krishna a little bit. Why him? Why not me? There was a Krishna said like this: there's only one God, and it's not you. That's like, okay, one God sounds good. It's only one God, okay. But it's not you, and it's not me. It's Krishna Bhagavan Ki Jai. He's not even God. he is so advanced that he don't care to be God. He just want to play with the cows and the calves and the cowboys, having a good time, playing in the forest and on the fields, and playing tricks in the village, stealing butter and yogurt and what more, and playing the flute. Yeah, well, that's too advanced for me. Yes, yeah, he's playing the flute also, but is that in the village? I think it's out in the forest. when he lures the gopis, the cowed girls, to come out into the forest with his tempting tones on his flute. Okay, but he does. So he don't care to be in one sense enjoyer. He is enjoyer. He don't care about being the supreme ruler. He is the supreme ruler. You don't have to fight to establish his position of ruler. He is it naturally. His natural position. Okay, but then finally, Suridam Sarvabhutanam, and then he's a friend, the well-wisher of all living entities. And then there it's and then they say, and the wise understand this. They actually attain peace, so that we can see. Prabhupada said it's a peace formula. That's just a peace formula. But a part of that is to know Krishna as he is. So here, well, he is the source of everything. And then in the 7th chapter, that's also. What is it? Vaunam Janmanam Te Jnanvanam Prapajate Vasudeva Savamiti Sahamatma Sudulabha. After many births and deaths, how many births and deaths have we had before we came here today? To surrender to Krishna. After many, many births and deaths, he was actually in knowledge, surrenders unto me. Knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. So because we are in contact with a great soul, the great souls, we have Srila Prabhupada and the Acharyas and maybe devotees in the present also, ISKCON and around the world. There's great souls there. Okay, but to be such a great soul, so it may have taken It may have taken us many lifetimes. We could say it has taken us many lifetimes to be here today. Whether we knowingly or unknowingly, maybe we several lifetimes have endeavored to surrender to Krishna or to the Supreme. And we have failed to fully surrender, fully take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet to end the repetition of birth and death. So we may have failed in one sense. Yes, but there is no loss in this endeavor, Krishna says. Nyabi kramutna susti pratyavayana virates salpamapyasya dharma shatrayate mato bhayat. In this endeavor there's no loss or diminution. And even a small progress can save one from the most dangerous type of fear. So whatever we have done in the past is not a loss. Whatever we have tried to do to advance in devotional service or understand Krishna or engage in devotional service, and whatever we can say, we failed because here we're sitting again in a material body. Well, we didn't fail. We tried to go in the right direction. Or we could also take it another way here. Yeah, after many lives and birth, I've been doing such a nonsense. I do not even cared one fig. I don't care one fig for you. I don't know what that expression is. We haven't cared. Not that sufficient, at least. So we can say, in the material, you're a failure. You're really down. Look at him. He failed. He failed his examination. Yeah, maybe. So maybe we failed in many examinations in previous lives. But now we're sitting here today. That's great. And now we tell the story about the thief. Not Krishna. Yes, of course, the ultimate thief. He steals away our heart, hopefully. We should let him steal away our heart. So the thief was running away. The police was after him. It was in the good old days when the thief was running on his feet and the police running on their feet. They didn't have motorbikes or anything. In any case, but then the thief says, "Oh, there's a sadhu and he's giving a lecture, and there's so many people listening to him. And I sit down amongst the people there and pretend I'm listening. Then police will not find me. They will not think I'm sitting there." Perfect solution. So he sat down there, waiting a little bit, and then the police running, wanting to catch the thief. As the thief thought, not recognizing that he's sitting, not thinking of looking for him amongst the saintly people who listen to the Krishna Katha. So then the police is gone, the thief sees, okay, it's safe, gets out of the place. But of course, he can't avoid Yamaraj. So then Yamaraj, or something like that, read up the list of all his bad things he's done. And then did he good, anything good? Yeah, he sat down 20 minutes and listened to Bhagavatam lecture. Harikatha and Krishna Katha. Okay, good. Okay, then he had the thief he was confronted. Okay, you get choice. You can have 20 minutes on the heavenly planets, or go to hell. So the question is just, you're going to have to spend incredible time in hell, but you get 20 minutes in the heavenly planet. So what do you want first? To go to hell or to have 20 minutes in the heavenly planets? So then the thief thinks, well, I take 20 minutes in the heavenly planets. Let's see what I can do in the meantime. So he comes to the heavenly. Okay, go to the heavenly planets. Only 20 minutes. Okay. And then he gets there. And lo and behold, what does he see? He sees again the sadhu sitting there, giving lecture. And the people sitting and listening to him say, well, if it saved me previous time, it can save me this time also. So he sits down again and pretends to listen. And then, okay, 20 minutes. Well, now he has got another 20 minutes. And in that way, it continued. And I don't know what happened. I don't remember really how they concluded finally that he was permanently on the heavenly planets. But maybe just was sitting there listening all the time, and eventually some of the sound vibration entered through the ears. It just not entered through the ears, but also entered into his heart and transformed him into a devotee, a sadhu, something. So in that way, so it's not a loss. Okay, remember that. Maybe Yamaduta stand there. Okay. Satyananda Swami said he has dreams. I think it's okay. He said, well, one morning was kind of, I don't know, falling asleep if he was chanting japa or something, but one point during the morning when he was going to wake up, he had a dream. And there was some Yamadutas, he said like that once. Yamadutas or something came there and said, look, there is he. He thinks he's a guru. Let's take care of him. And then, yes, it's to please Prabhupada. Okay, to please Prabhupada? Okay. Let him go. Who knows? Okay, so the thief did the right thing. It was, so we can say we're doing the right thing. So we can let the spiritual benefit, the spiritual profit, credit. I say credit. Spiritual credit grow. And then we could also be like the iceberg. We know what we see of the iceberg is just 1/10 of the total mass. That's one thing. But another thing is that the iceberg, you have to be very careful if you're close to them. You shouldn't be close to them because they can also roll over, get out of balance. And okay, so we are, maybe it's an iceberg, maybe we could have an iceberg of spiritual credits. We maybe just see something, but then there's more hiding under the surface that we may or may not be aware of, and that in terms of others and in terms of ourselves, our judgment of others and ourselves. Of course, could go in different directions. So, Krishna is a friend. He's a friend, and he waits for us to surrender to him. And wait. Okay, so we put ourselves in the fire of devotion, a fire of devotional service. Because when you're young, do as much as you can, okay? I used to say, some complained, didn't think it was good. I said, run while you can. Jump while you can. Make Harinam and book distribution while you can. Because the body may not be fit to jump all the time. Well, who knows? By Krishna's grace, miracles can happen. But still, there is some kind of fire or surrender or devotion in all stages of your life, in one way or another, or just simply try to remember Krishna. And that may be here in the 10th. Aham savasya prabhavu mata savam pravartate. Okay, so the wise who know this perfectly engage in my devotional service. I'm the source of all spiritual material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So what is in the hearts? Whether it's they worship me with the heart, and in the heart is Krishna. And then next verse says, Machita matkata prana budayanta parasparam katayanta shamam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are surrendered to me, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss, enlightening one another and conversing about me. So we can say the test is, when we meet a Vaishnava, what do we speak about? What should we speak about? What do we speak about? So that's like when our heart is truly full of love of Krishna, we will speak about Krishna always. Be related. Because I think it was Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was very expert. Anyone, if it was Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I think they said Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when someone came to see him and talk something like that, he always, someone other always brought the discussion to Krishna. To surrender to Krishna, or like that. So we may or may not be there, but what our heart is full of, in one sense, we will speak of. Now this Bhagavatam and lecture is a nice thing, because we can say it is a sacrifice. Yagya dana tapa. You see, brahmachari should make sacrifice. Grihastha should give in charity. They should have some money. Should have. If they manage to get some money together, give a little bit to Krishna, and give a little bit more, or whatever. And then tapasya is for the sannyasas and vanaprasthas. They should engage in austerities. That's what Prabhupada says. That's in the beginning of the 18th chapter. Okay, so in some way, a sacrifice, focusing the thoughts, the heart on Krishna's lotus feet, so that our departure can be a glorious one. That glorifies Krishna and glorify the glorious devotee departs in a glorious way, glorifying Krishna. Krishna became glorified by us leaving, remembering Krishna, thinking of Krishna. And the point is, we don't know when that day is going to be. So therefore, we prepare. Okay, but there are no sacrifice here. So this we can say this Bhagavatam class, and when there's a kirtan or like that, it's a special. We create an environment in which now we're going to talk about Krishna. Now we're going to ask about Krishna. Now we're going to think about Krishna. Other times maybe it's not so. We're not so focused, but when there's a lecture, when there's a kirtan, bhajan, then it's something specific. It's a specific. Also, did you read yesterday? Somewhere we read. There's a specific place. There's a specific time. There's a specific book of study. There's some specific who leads the function in a way. Either I'm speaking now, you listen, but if there's a kirtan, then we have this, there's one leading the kirtan and the others follow us. Maybe several that lead you, but then there's one lead and the other supports the lead. And then in any case that. So there's something very we create a specific time, on a specific time. Okay, this, what was it? Vasant Panchami, Vasant Panchami. Okay, the 5th day after the new moon in this month. So it's a very auspicious day. Yeah, keep it in mind. Well, a auspicious day to start something new. What's it so? Start something new. I haven't started anything new today. Well, have to figure. But it's an auspicious day. We signed the papers for. No, we didn't sign. You Tapadivian signed the papers for the ground here, buying. So it's on Vasant. Vasanta Panchami. So it's a auspicious day. Of course, we can say any day is auspicious. Any day in which we chant the holy name of the Lord is an auspicious day. But still, there's some we say it's more. Then there's Ekadasi. We say Ekadasi is an auspicious day for fasting. So this is fasting. That's a specific function, specific time. Okay, and then we're in the temple. We are with the devotees. So that creates a special focus and Shakti, so to say. So we may not be so advanced that we go walk in the same consciousness maybe, or with the same focus everywhere. Okay, now you get out of here, you take your car and drive home. Okay, if you drive car, drive car. Don't speak in the mobile phone and smash the car. I got one car smashed because of that. Is it too much? The driver smashed my car on the way to pick me up because he wanted to save time, make a phone call while he was driving. He ended up smashing the car. Okay, I'm sorry. I got a bit. My resentment comes up to the surface. But the point is, whatever, here we have a specific focus, and we can carry that focus. But if you drive a car, and you do things of whatever. If you're a dentist, then you drill in the teeth of the people and do things nicely. Okay, so in this way, we're lucky, because Prabhupada arranged it this way, that there's temples all over the world, or there's sanghas of devotees all over the world, that chanting and hearing together, and in that way creating more and more such a places of worship, of focused attention on the lotus feet of the Lord, and the narrations of the Lord, the philosophy of the Lord. And in that way, we become purified, rectified. We get some spiritual credit. And then at the time of death, whenever that comes, And that is also under the control of Krishna. We can enter the spiritual world and leave this dream behind. Wake up from the dream to the reality of Krishna's eternal leelas and love. Okay, Hare Krishna. Maybe I have some question or comment. Yes.
Maharaj, you've been talking about remembering Krishna and Manmanabha Madhukta, and it's very easy when times are tough and things are not going your way.
It's easy then.
It's very easy when everything is going bad around you. You try to remember Krishna and
it's
Krishna
easy.
help me. Yeah. But when things are going good, then Krishna goes to the side.
Really? It's easy to remember Krishna when things goes good.
When things are bad.
When things are bad, it's easy to remember Krishna. But when it's good,
Going good,
then he don't care for you.
like we don't care for him.
Okay, we don't care for him. Well, we may have different situations and different backgrounds. So for some maybe it's like that, yes. The general devotees are not too rich. That's maybe Krishna's blessing. Huh? That way they think more of Krishna. And that way also the temple president don't get too much donations. Okay, we can take it easy here. Now we have fulfilled our quota, so it's okay. Of course, yes. Yeah, so that, well, whether things are going good or things are going bad, we should remember Krishna. And then, of course, we can also say that, thank you, Krishna, for this nice day.
Like that's
a gratitude, we could have develop a sense of gratitude, quality of gratitude, a sense. Gratitude, thank you, Krishna. And then, if things goes good, then give a donation to the temple. A good donation, okay. And Prabhupada said, so the devotees came with the Sankirtan scrolls, and then Prabhupada said, okay, good, now double it. He didn't say, oh, how nice, yes, now we can take it easy here or something. Now you double it. Anyway, maybe Krishna says, oh, you thought you're getting old? No, double it. Okay, that's, he can. Whether you like it or not. Krishna takes also, he takes our days, our weeks, months, years, decades. Okay, so gratitude that things are going good, and if things are not going good, then maybe we should have gratitude then also. Say, thank you, Krishna, someone other deserve it, or have some lesson to learn from it. Well, the lesson would then maybe be to just simply always remember Krishna, whether the sun is shining or it's raining. When I was a young bhakta, this was 1970, I was something like this boy there. Hey, how old are you?
24.
24, okay, we're quite old man. You're not the temple president yet. In the good old days, you became temple president after 2 months or something. Or something. What was it? I became temple commander and some Sankirtan leader and treasurer and everything within half a year, Because he It did. It wasn't functional. What didn't function well. Okay, so then what was the point? Yes. Well, you can do what you can. Progress. Okay.
What is Satchitananda? For example, we are now.
Satchitananda.
Yeah. For example, we are now here listening to you.
Yeah.
And is it already Satchitananda?
If it's already Satchitananda. Well, as long as I stay to the texts of the Bhagavad-Gita and Krishna, what Krishna says and Prabhupada says, it is Satchitananda. It's eternal. We speak eternal truths, speaking from the Bhagavatam like that. I would say specifically this environment and like that. We present eternal truth that is full of knowledge and bliss. There's knowledge, realization, and it's blissful because it takes us out of the illusion of material existence. These words of Satchitananda, then Satchitananda. One second. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. It's something the Sadhya says in the 17th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, that Sadhyas performed the sacrifices. I think saying Om Tat, Tat is like what's objective, and Sat, it's eternal. So we are engaged in sacrifice, yes, to please Krishna and to be pleased, to be happy, serving Krishna, thinking of Krishna. Okay?
Maharaj, thank you for the lecture. I actually had two questions, but then I started to think about it and I realized it's maybe actually the same question, because first I wanted to ask you what is the difference between surrender and worship, but the other question was what is the difference between this verse and the previous verse. The previous verse says that Sovikapena Yogena Ujete, and this verse was about bhajante, to worship Krishna. What's the difference? What's the similarities or differences between this?
Between worship and what was it?
Surrender. Because often they are like used in the same way that we always worship something or we are always surrendered to something.
Yes, in one sense. Well, worship, in one sense, the worship, like something like the worship of Hiranyakashipu. Worship, some kind of worship, some kind of austerity but that was not for the sake of pleasing Lord Brahma. Well, pleasing Lord Brahma so that he would get so that Hiranyakashipu would get what he want. So it's materialistic worship, demonic worship, we could say then, depending on what intention was there. His intention was demonic. He wanted to take over. He wanted to become God. And as we said, there's only one God, and it wasn't Hiranyakashipu. So to worship Krishna, well, if the devotee worships Krishna with love and devotion, and we can say that's the way of surrender.
Maharaj, could we say that a devotee surrenders with or a human may worship for superficial benefits, but a devotee worships or surrenders with the heart. So it's a different kind of surrender or worship.
Because we can say they all, in a way, we can say we are all, in our way, devotees. Of course, maybe some more with the heart and some less with the heart, but there is an intention. There's an intention to worship Krishna, to please Krishna, or to be close to Krishna, and there's an intention to whatever. It got lost here. Yes, worship could mean different things, but we can say worship of Krishna is surrender to Krishna. We surrender our time and energy to please Krishna. Okay? Now I think, okay, my brain is kind of getting in it.
Last thing, if some of us has 20 minutes in heaven, will you be there to save us?
Let's see.
So there's hope, thank you.
I don't know what. Yes.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Can you explain, elaborate more on statement of Srila Prabhupada in the last purport of second chapter of Bhagavad-Gita, when he says that engaging in devotional service is already going back to Godhead.
It's already going back to Godhead. Great. I say great. That's Prabhupada says. Okay, fine. Well, he said also that here's the deities, here's devotionals, his service of the deities, here's the devotees. Well, this is a spiritual world. Now don't leave it. To the young devotees. So yes, in a way, depending on consciousness, if you have the eyes and visions and like that, we can see that we're already, on one level, on some level, we're already there. But maybe we have more to go. And again, while we can, keep running or keep endeavoring, so that when we get to that point, really, well, more likely are there. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Swami Maharaj ki
Jai.
So I would like to just request you to stay for a minute or two. Today is an auspicious day, Vasanta Panchami day, and it's a good start, as Maharaj has said. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes, you finish.
yeah, okay,
I just wonder what was going on.
yeah, okay,
Something is going on.
yeah. So we would like to, in this very auspicious day, to give actually, and as Maharaj is here present, we would like to give to Bhakta Johannes saffron clothes. He has been 2 years. Haribol. So he has been more than 2 years now in the Brahmacharya ashram, and he is very dedicated, and he has helped the temple a lot. So we are very, very actually happy that he is here and giving us a new spirit and been running here and doing nice things for the service of Sri Sri Gaunita and Srila Prabhupada. So today, in the auspicious day, in the presence of His Holiness Smita Krishna Swami Maharaj, we would like to hand him these sacred clothes, saffron clothes, and yes, brahmachari saffron clothes, and I would like you to bless him so that he could continue his nice devotional service for Sisi Gornitai and Srila Prabhupada and for all the devotees. So, would you like to say some words, Maharaj?
Yes, okay, now double it. So you've been here 2 years, so now you'll be another 2 or 4 years, I don't know. In any case. No, yes, it's good. Please go on. I don't know, this is a little bit interesting to give saffron cross, but it's a white cloth means you're bhakta, but now you're also still a bhakta.
Bhakta Johannes Prabhu ki
Jai.
Smita Krishna Maharaj ki
Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Sisi Gornitai ki Jai.